Welcome to the Unshakeable Talks with me, Katy. This is where we talk about the unshakable women behind the businesses. We are lifting the lid on what it really takes to run a business, to scale a business, to get into business, while also creating a life you love. On the Unshakeable Talks, we are all about talking about the conversations everyone is scared to talk about. We are really lifting the lid on what it really takes to become unshakable within business and life. In today's episode at the Unshakeable Talks, I'm speaking to Chrissie. Chrissie is the creator of the Mum Boss Method, and she believes strongly that menopause is your opportunity to become hotter than hell. This is a conversation you have to listen to. Welcome to the Unshakeable Talk, Chrissie. Thank you for being my guest.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Right, I'm excited for this conversation because it's a conversation we need to have. You are someone who gives women the permission to be hotter than hell while we're going through pre and post menopause, and we all know we need it. But before we start getting into your actual work and how you do that, tell me about Chrissie before that, because I like for my listeners to get to know Chrissie before Chrissie the coach now.
Okay. So I am a mum to an almost 15-year-old. I'm a dog mum to a Cocker Spaniel.
I love that.
I'm a wife to Tom. Wow, he comes third.
Of course he does.
Before I started doing what I do now, I had a 23-year career in leadership coaching and development. And so that involved working with senior leaders in businesses on their relationships, their careers, their confidence, their motivation. I'm from a family of just hardworking people. I've got a younger brother. Could kill him most of the time, but you know. And I just was a normal. I was just a regular woman going about her life. I wasn't really in the world I'm in now at all. You know, I tried to keep fit and healthy, but did it for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
And then life came screeching to I'm going to say halt, actually. Yeah.
Are you happy to talk a little bit about this?
Absolutely. So I had Charlie when I was 30, married a younger man.
Ooh, naughty.
And I got to about 35 and I'd done some really extreme things to try and lose weight in the past. I ran the London Marathon.
Oh, Jesus, that is really extreme in my books.
You know, let's do shakes or let's do the Special K diet. No, I know. Let's train to run 26.2 miles.
I know. I thought you're going to give me like the weight loss tea, which makes you sit on a toilet like every 5. Okay, yeah, we all did. But okay, the marathon is just up there then.
Yeah. And I'd struggled with my weight my whole adult life, really. But when I got to 35, I felt something was different. I've always been quite outgoing, quite an extrovert, a people person. But all of a sudden, I just felt this crippling anxiety within me. My confidence was on the floor. I was second guessing myself. I was miserable. My relationship with my husband was terrible. I was a shouty mum. I remember distinctly a few times picking him up from primary school and I'd forgotten to get him a snack. Or I'd brought the wrong snack.
The wrong snack, oh dear.
And he'd have a moan at me and I remember a couple of times just really losing it in the car. And I just thought, what is going on? And then other things were happening. You know, my menstrual cycle was changing. We tried to get pregnant again and that just wasn't working and then ended in a miscarriage. And just something wasn't right.
Yeah.
And I couldn't put my finger on it. You know, when you've got an itchy back and you can't find the spot. It was like that. And I went to the doctors and I was treated for the anxiety and the depression, and I was told, you know, try and do some stress management. I had CBT and all of these things. And I was in a senior position in my corporate job. I had quite a lot of stress in my personal life with outside family stuff, or should I say wider family stuff. And I just didn't really think anything of it. I thought, okay, I'm just going through anxiety and depression. And then one of the things I decided to do was to train as a nutrition coach and a personal trainer for my own use, because I wasn't getting the results in my body I wanted from the gym and from dieting. So I thought, right, I'm going to learn how to do this properly. And at the same time, I got signed off of work for 2 months because of the anxiety and the stress. So rather than lay around in my bed for 8 weeks, I did my PT course, I did my nutrition course, and through that, and through stuff that was starting to go on in the media, I started learning about menopause, which was not something I'd ever spoken to my mum about, let alone anyone else. And all of a sudden, I started realising that the things I was feeling, the things I was experiencing, what was happening to my body was more than just stress and anxiety, and was hormonal. And so I went to the doctors, and I went to the doctors, and I went to the doctors, and they just kept pushing me back and saying, no, this is stress, this is anxiety, you've got a lot going on.
I was just about to say, they looked at your outside life and just made, it was just the easier diagnosis, isn't it?
Easy diagnosis.
It's stress.
And also there's not a lot of time given to GPs to learn about menopause. And it came to a head one day when I was walking my beloved Cocker Spaniel Henry, and I'm looking out of the window behind you, because it looks like the field I walk Henry in, and I was trudging through the mud, and I looked down at my feet, and I just thought, I don't want to be here anymore. I seriously didn't want to be in my life anymore. And so I phoned the doctors, and I got straight through, which is amazing, because normally you are 15 in the queue. And I just said, you need to listen to me. This is not normal. This is not okay. This is not just stress. I don't feel like I want to be here anymore. And they saw me immediately. And I said to them, I've been writing down all my symptoms. I think I'm menopausal. Oh, no, you're not even 40 yet. That's, you can't, no. And I was like, no, I'm menopausal. I would like you to put me on some HRT. This is what I would like. And, this is the way I'd like you to take it forward. And the GP just sat there like wide-eyed at me, because I'd gone in with a piece of paper.
You've done their work for them, essentially.
And it then took me about 18 months from then on to get a proper diagnosis, to get all of my medication right, and to realise what was really going on with my body. And thank God I did. Because if I'd just carried on listening to what the doctor was telling me, I don't know where I would be now.
That's quite powerful. And I think a lot of women our age will relate to this. I can definitely relate to this. I started HRT way before 40. Well, probably, no, actually I was 41. But the symptoms started way before 40. And you make it down to stress, you make it down to normal life things, especially if you're going through a difficult time in your life, which you have done at that time. But it changes everything, doesn't it? It changes your outlook on life, like you just described. It changes how you also show up within work and everything. So what effect did it have on professional Chrissie, on working Chrissie?
So I was really good at compartmentalising and showing up and switching it on for my job. I was travelling all over Europe for that job. And I guess the place it really took its toll was in my personal life. But in my professional life, I found my resilience just dropping, and I found my ability to hold everything. I was in quite a senior position. I had quite a lot I needed to deliver on, and I found my ability to keep up with that was reducing. And so it meant later nights catching up. It meant, you know, rather than sitting on a plane back from Germany reading my book and thinking, right, that was a week well done, I'm sitting there working to try and catch up with everything. It just didn't make me as productive.
Yeah.
And I took so much personally all the time, which I have a bit of a predisposition to do. I'm a Gemini. But it just was even worse. I just felt like I was failing in everything.
And what was obviously you started on the HRT, you got yourself taken seriously by the GP. But what was the real turning point? Because I know you did give up your corporate job to pursue the nutrition and the fitness coaching. But what was the turning point? What was the final, the dot on the I?
So a couple of things merged together. I turned 40 and so many people said to me, it's all downhill from here on now, Chrissie. Like, that's it. It's the end of the road. And every time someone said that to me, I was like, I mean, I turned 40 in lockdown. You can't get worse than that.
True.
This massive party I'd had planned had to be cancelled. But, you know, I had that, but I'd gone back to work, gone into work the year before thinking, right, well, I can do this job with my eyes closed, but actually this coaching has so much power. And I'll be really honest with you, the turning point, the reason because I was doing both. Lockdown gave me extra time to do some coaching whilst I still had my corporate job. And then a year into doing both, I had this really awful conversation with a team member who was shouting at me on a Teams call. And honestly, I just thought to myself, why am I doing this when actually I've got this ability to, I've just pulled myself through hell for the last 6 years. I don't need to be sitting here being shouted at by someone. There's so much more in me than working for a company, helping the shareholders get richer. I just felt like my calling was so much bigger than that. And after spending kind of 20 minutes, my husband was downstairs and he could hear me being shouted at. And I stopped that team call. I had a panic attack. And then I looked at my husband. He was like, you're done. Like, no more. And that was it. I was all in on my coaching from then on. And I thought, there's so much about life as a peri or postmenopausal woman, as a mum, as someone who's running a house that is so difficult. I don't need to be taking that from someone else and being paid for the privilege. You can't pay me enough to be shouted at every day on a Teams call.
But this experience led you to your work now, which is so impactful, and the women you're working with, really, that's what they need, and that is life changing for them. So not only did you change your life through taking that step and actually putting yourself first and really listening to your calling, you also changing women's lives. So tell me a little bit about those women you work with.
Okay, so like I said, when I turned 40, so many people said to me, it's all downhill from here on in. And yes, I'm a personal trainer. And yes, I am a nutrition coach. And I know that you go to the gym. I know that you've been through a health and fitness journey.
Yeah. I actually done the same what you did. I've actually did my in lockdown because I had to close my other company. And I said, I've spent thousands. I don't actually know how much money I spent over the years on nutritionists, personal trainers, and I'm still fat. That was the bottom line. I said, what's going on? So I thought, I'm going to do my nutrition degree. And I'm a decent cook, and I cook fresh and everything. So I couldn't pinpoint what it actually was, what still made me not lose the weight. And even though I engaged in all of those diet fabs you just mentioned as well, and I actually did the same. I did my qualification as a nutritionist. I never use it professionally now, but it was quite eye-opening. I've done the same. I thought, I'm stop paying someone else. I just have to learn it myself now.
Do it myself. But there's so much more to it than just the time you spend exercising and the time you spend eating, right? There's so many other parts of this. It's your mindset, it's your attitude, it's your beliefs, it's your identity. So the women that I work with typically come to me they've come from two places. Either they have dieted their whole life and they're sick of it, and they just so happen to be also coming into perimenopause, or they've come into perimenopause, all of a sudden they've gained weight and they've never had that problem before, and they want the help to change that. And then I've got this third group of women who have all of a sudden just realised how important it is to look after themselves, and they want to feel the best they can and as hot as hell at this time of their lives. So I've got like three groups. Typically what we're doing is we are starting with, okay, what's your mindset, what's your beliefs, what has got you to where you are now, because we need to unpick that. And there's so much to unpick, isn't it? So it's like you really have to go deep. And deeper than deep, actually, for the matter of fact. So many people believe, right, I just need to figure out the right diet and the right workout plan, and then I'm sorted. Hell no. No. That's not, and I bet that's what you found when you did
Absolutely.
The nutrition.
And I was just about to ask, obviously, from what you're saying, I don't know for myself, the first thing people come to you probably is because of the weight. They want to lose the weight. However, they got the weight, but they want to lose the weight. But it's never really about the weight. My weight loss journey started when I didn't worry about my weight, when I addressed all the other things I needed to deal with. My weight just happened as a byproduct.
Yeah, exactly. So, example, I've got a client called Claire, and we have a love-hate relationship. She loves to hate me. But she's been working with me now for 2 years. And like, Claire is type 2 diabetic. She's got a young son. She is in a busy job, stressful job. You know, she's busy. She's got a lot going on in life. She's got a lot of reasons to want to change her lifestyle. And in the first year and 3 months, she lost weight. She was doing great. We got her into the gym. I got her lifting weights rather than just going to body pump. And she was doing really well. And then she went on holiday to Italy. And she sent me some pictures while she was on holiday of her, like the year before on a bridge, and then that year on the same bridge. And the difference was incredible. It was amazing. And then when she came back, Claire got her bum and she planted it firmly on the fuck it button. Oh. And that is where Claire stayed
for quite a while.
The 5th of January this year.
So quite a while.
So from May, and this is why I say Claire loves to hate me, because we had some difficult conversations. Claire even said to me, maybe I should get a different coach. And I was like, okay, let's go. On the 5th of January this year, Claire got a very honest conversation with me, and what she has done in the last 6 weeks is truly gone that layer deeper. So she had a little padlock on that layer that she wouldn't let me open for the last, like 20 months. And
Yeah.
then she got read the riot act. And she has allowed us to go that layer deeper. And in the last 6 weeks, she's lost like 8 pounds. She's not hit the button. She's not like given up on herself. She's kept all of her promises. She's done 3 workouts a week, every week for the last 6 weeks. She loves going out for dinner.
Yeah.
Nando's is her favourite, but she loves going out for dinner. She comes from an Indian family. She's married to a Caribbean.
So food is a big
man.
aspect.
Food is a massive aspect. What we recognised was that she was dealing with her emotions through food. She wasn't advocating for herself enough with her GPs about her hormones. And every time she had a meal out or there was something in the staff room and she had a little nibble, she sat on the button and then it took her days to come back round again. And finally, we got inside to that real deep layer and she started doing the identity work, or as she likes to call it, the airy-fairy shit. and
I love Claire already.
Yeah.
Has she been at your photo shoot?
Yes.
Yes, I think I know who Claire is.
Yes. And now she is like, this is it.
Yeah.
There's no turning back for her now because she's finally let me get to that level.
And she understands it as well, because I think, especially when it comes to weight loss, is when you start seeing results, it's almost like, oh, I've done it now.
Yeah.
I've lost a bit of weight. Okay, I'm happy now. So let's just go for another meal. Let's just do this. Let's sit on the fucking button a bit longer because I'll be fine. But without doing the deep work actually and finding out your triggers and your motivations and why you're doing what you're doing and the self-sabotage and all of those things, you will never really turn it around.
No. And here's the thing. Most people don't have a weight loss problem. They have a maintenance problem.
Yeah.
They
True.
don't understand how to maintain that loss through maintaining all of the great habits that they have created, but also understanding how to deal with their emotions and stress and life, because let's be honest, life is never simple.
No.
Without turning to food.
How do you navigate this? Because obviously you're helping women navigating those difficult situations. You've been through those difficult situations yourself. So that you must sometimes be in situations where takes you back to those times where you've been quite vulnerable and quite low. How do you navigate this?
So one of the things that I'm a big proponent of is the pause. Okay. So
Love that.
what pausing allows you to do in anything in life. Okay. What are we taught to do before we cross the road?
Wait and see.
Wait, pause, look, right? The pause allows you to logically allow what's going on here to seep into your brain so that you can make a rational decision.
Yeah.
Okay. One of the things that I used to be is really, really reactive. Reactive to Charlie in the car when he threw a strop because I didn't bring the right snack. Reactive to the stress that used to go on out inside my family with my relationship with my parents and my brother. Reactive to the stresses and strains of work and just of normal life. And that reaction would lead me to either picking up a food item, deciding I wasn't going to go to the gym, or if it was Thursday, Friday, Saturday or Sunday, drinking a bottle of wine.
Yeah.
And now the pause allows me to respond versus reacting.
Yeah. I love that.
We just need
The power of the pause.
Yeah, not we just. That minimises it.
Yeah.
Slow down.
Yeah.
Pause. That's the biggest, one of the biggest tools, most powerful tools that I can give someone, and it's something that I do.
Especially in premenopause. Because the cortisol level is directly linked to your weight gain.
It is.
But Educate me.
So it's not, let's imagine your body is a gauge of cortisol.
Yeah.
My cortisol level is up here. So everything I've just eaten in Katie's gorgeous spread that she's left here in the kitchen is directly going to turn into fat. Actually, it's the increase in cortisol because we are stressed that means that we turn to food. We don't sleep as well. When we don't sleep as well, your ghrelin, which is your hunger hormone, I always think gremlin, naughty, makes you hungrier. Your leptin, which tells you you're full, is lower, so you carry on eating. If you're tired because you're stressed, because you're not sleeping, you're less likely to do your workouts, you're less likely to go to the gym, you're less likely to go out for a walk.
Yeah.
So it's not that cortisol goes, fat, come here. It's that it changes your behaviours.
And speaking of changing your behaviors, the women you work with, it's regardless of if they're in an employment situation or have their own businesses, obviously the hormonal imbalances and the behavior changes which come with this directly affect how you show up at work.
Yeah.
So what difficulties does the average client of you have when they come to you? What are the trigger points, the points they're saying, Chrissie, I really need to sort this because X, Y, Z?
Mm-hmm. Great question. So I'm going to turn it around.
Mm-hmm.
What is, think about your last week.
Oh dear.
So give me something that might sound really tiny that just had you thinking, I just don't want to do this today.
I'm not going to take the last week as an example because
you were sick.
I was sick. So, and I was actually, I'm really kind to myself nowadays. So I have mastered that piece. But I'm going to take a situation as an It's not that long ago, actually. I woke up at 4 a.m. in the morning with the most crippling anxiety. And I usually have my anxiety quite in check. So that was a bit out of the blue. And I thought, fuck, I can't do this. And immediately I thought, where is this coming from? Why now? Because like I said, I'm managing my anxiety very well on the average day. And I haven't had a moment like this in literally months and months and months. And that was my first thought. It's like, fuck, what am I doing?
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to break that down.
Yeah, please.
There's waking up at 4 a.m. in the morning. That might seem really insignificant to someone who's maybe 28, right?
Yeah.
Who is like, okay, so I woke up a bit early, right? But for us, disturbed sleep, especially if it goes on for a couple of days, can be an absolute game changer. Like your days will feel like shit shows. So if my clients aren't sleeping, their mood is lower, their relationships will suffer. The business owners, I've got about 50% of my clients are business owners. Like, how do you show up on social media? How do you show up with clients? How do you show up with client complaints?
Yeah.
Because some of them are in like client-facing businesses. How do you deal with all of those things when you are desperately underslept?
It's mission impossible.
Right? It's awful.
Yeah.
The anxiety leads to overthinking, leads to second guessing yourself, leads to procrastination. Oh, I don't want to make the wrong decision. What am I going to do? Leads to, do you ever get that where time feels like it's going really, really slowly?
Yeah, sometimes,
Yeah, and then all of a sudden it's 3 p.m. and you're like, I've done nothing.
Where did time gone?
Yeah. So the anxiety just completely skewing your perception of reality, as well as the overthinking and the questioning yourself.
Yeah, true.
And that paralysis. But then you've also got just the energy levels of my clients. If they're not looking after themselves, whether their children are kind of 5, 6, 7, 8, or whether their children are teenagers and going through like exam prep, or they're at uni, or they've got children of their own, having no energy because you're not actually looking after yourself does not make life easier.
No.
Being able to, one of my clients, Kerry, she has started her own business since working with me.
Oh, lovely.
She wanted to, but she didn't have the confidence to.
Yeah.
And has put herself out there and put offers out there and had people buy those offers from her because she's working on her mindset and her confidence, because she now knows that she can, she's doing the work on herself, so she can pass on her knowledge in her area of expertise to other people, and she's got the fire up her ass to do that now. So when women come to me, it's often, you said this before, often the first thing they talk about is, I want to lose weight. Yeah. But when we do that bit of digging, it's, my relationships aren't great. I don't like my husband seeing me naked. I'm a shouty mum. I don't feel like showing up in my business. I don't want to start my business. I don't want to advertise my business. Like, a day of work takes me 15 hours. So I feel like I've gone from a corporate job where I was working, 15 hours, and I've started my own business because I want more flexibility. And I'm still working 15 hours because everything takes me so long. It affects so many parts of your life. And it is, again, we've said this, but it's so much more than just the food and the exercise.
It is. And what I really like about you, because I obviously follow you online, you are very raw, true and authentic about this. You move through those phases yourself on a very regular, and I don't see that very much online, and I've loved to see that, because you're not a coach who says, oh, I'll give you like my blueprint and I give you this and then everything will be better. You actually show that you're going through the same thing. And I remember you had a phase where you didn't sleep at all, and you still showed up every day. Yes, you were grumpy at times, which is totally understandable, but this is what exactly made me listen to you, because I thought, she's not just telling me what to do, she's actually showing me that this is so normal and we're all moving through this. And I bet your clients really appreciate that part of you. Thank
you for saying all of that. I
really mean it. I really mean it. I always see you showing up as your true self, and I find the online world really fake a lot of the times and really daunting. And I find it sometimes a bit of a struggle to navigate, because I'm like Marmite, you either love or hate me. I'm quite real, I would like to say. So I really appreciate when I see people showing their true self.
Thank you. I think that there's no point being anything other than truthful, honest, and myself, because I spent so long in my life, and this is why I'm so passionate about menopause being such an important and powerful part of life.
Yeah,
because I spent from the age of 10 to 38 trying to fit in. And trying to be the person that everyone wanted me to be. And then at 38, I started breaking out of that. And then when I got to my 40s, I was like, fuck this, I'm not doing this anymore. So again, like, you either love me or you hate me.
It's a beautiful space to be though, isn't it?
It's so freeing.
It's so great. I think I look the best nowadays, I would like to say. Yeah. I feel better than I've ever felt. I still have low days, absolutely, we all do, but I'm definitely, I would say, in the prime of my years so far.
Yeah.
Life is not easier for sure. We have seasons in life, like we don't have to dwell about that, but it is just so much more fun. It gets to be fun and it gets to be cool.
Yeah, and that is exactly what I want other women of our age to experience.
And this is where Hotter Than Hell comes from.
This is where Hotter Than Hell comes from.
But I like to speak about something else, because you gave me permission to speak about this. It's something you don't speak publicly about. You only usually give access to people who are already in your world to this. But we are actually able to hire Chrissie in a one-to-one space.
Yes.
And not just in a group setting. And I think this is really important, because someone like me, I can only talk obviously for myself. If I would decide to hire someone like you, I would want a one-to-one space. So I need you to talk me through this. How would that look like? Like, I know you never speak about your one-to-one space online and you make it quite selective, but you allowed me to say it because you are making it open to our listeners if they are interested.
Yes.
So just give us a little teaser. Don't give everything away, but give us a little teaser.
I will. So I went through a really expansive year last year, which in lots of ways was hugely freeing and also a little bit scary.
Yeah.
And I needed support around me to get through the scary. And something that I kept and still keep hearing is, oh my God, I'm so jealous of your life. Oh, Chrissie, you've just got the best life. I'm so jealous of your life. So I created an exclusive one-to-one space called Envy, which looks at 4 key parts of your life. Your body. So how is your body supporting the life that you want to live? Is your body looking the way you want it to look? Your mindset. So how is your mind supporting the life that you want to live? What are the stories that you need to let go of? What are the beliefs that don't fit you anymore and don't fit the life you want to create anymore? Your relationships, because I think this time of our life gives us unapologetic permission and a doorway to having the types of relationships that we want. And I'm going to be a bit specific on that. Whether you're married, you're with someone, or you're single, like those relationships can look the way you want them to. My marriage is so much stronger because of the unapologetic permission I've given to communicate with my husband.
Oh my God. I'm so here for this.
Yeah.
It's all about the communication.
Yeah, exactly. So there's the first 3, and then your second part is your career or your business. And so many women our age, I think especially since lockdown, have started to realise that maybe they're not doing what they want to do, or their career is not going the way that they want it to, or they want it to go in another direction. So inside of Envy, we look at those 4 areas and for you to create a life using those 4 pillars that your friends are envious of.
I absolutely love that. So anyone listening who would like to feel hotter than hell, but also really improve every aspect of their life working with you, they should get in contact.
Yes, absolutely.
And I'd like to end this conversation with you on my usual question, which I asked everyone. So if you could go back and ask Chrissie, or give Chrissie one brutally honest piece of advice, what would that be? Like a really honest piece of advice.
Stop worrying about what everyone else thinks about you and just do the thing. And by the way, the thing could be, get your ass in the gym and go and lift that weight. It could be speak on social media. It could be sell your program. It could be have that honest conversation. There are far too many times in my life that I worried about pleasing other people and being liked, and that doesn't fit me anymore.
We're not doing this anymore.
No.
Thank you for coming on the Unshakeable Talks.
Thanks for having me.
If you've been feeling stuck or disconnected from the woman behind your business, this is your sign. The Identity Shakeup is my new free audio, a short, powerful reset to help you to get clear on the person who you've become and the person your business needs next. Head to the link in the show notes to access it today.